Hello,
Hi,
how's it
everyone.
going? Hi, we're so excited. This is gonna be a fun episode.
We haven't seen each other in a little while because
I know,
summer.
I know. Summer is crazy. Baseball finishes up for me this week. So then I feel like we're gonna be like running normal, like a normal crazy summer instead of like extra crazy summer. So,
Yeah, I can't imagine. I saw you got a new palette. How's that going?
okay, it was a crazy palette.
Tell me about it.
I, okay, so this is for people that don't know, I drive to pick up my pallets. So we're going to Disneyland in 2 weeks. I need to be quiet because it's a surprise for my kids. They're playing in their room, but we're going in 2 weeks, and I was in this awkward spot where it's like either I have to take off a lot of time off of Whatnot because I don't have the product, and I buy a pallet when I get home from Disney, or I, like, had to just rush down and get one when I wasn't planning on it last week, and I was like, I think, like, I want to have some stuff to list before so I'll just buy 1 pallet. Normally, I buy multiple because it just makes it worth my drive, whatever. Anyway, so I bought 1 pallet, and then I did buy some bats for my son. He's going to flip that. I will get into that because that's kinda fun. My 11-year-old was
That's
he's gonna
cool.
yeah, so he's gonna do that, which is fun. But I was like, "I'll just go buy 1." I went and hung out with my sisters. Anyways, it was great. I pick up this pallet. My sister is there with me. She's going through, and at the bottom of the pallet, she's like, "Well, I hope you like sunglasses." And I was kinda like, "Oh, no." Like, "Oh, I don't want to sell sunglasses."
Mm.
Thinking they were gonna be just, like, trash sunglasses. We got hundreds of pairs of Maui Jim sunglasses.
No,
Some
I need to buy
yeah.
some from you because my husband,
No.
those are his favorite
Are
sunglasses.
they? I will just send you a pair. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna send you some pictures, but I hold on. I'm grabbing one right now. But,
No
yeah.
way. Those are literally
So
like his favorite in the whole world.
yeah.
No, I'll
So
buy
we
'em.
got so many of them, like, this is a pair my husband was going to he was gonna keep them. He changed his mind. But some of them retail for $400. Like,
Yeah, Maui
really,
Jims are
really nice.
incredible.
Yeah. Some of them
No
are
way.
prescription. Yeah, some of them are prescription, which is I don't know what to do about that. I'm like, I don't know if I sell them as frames only, and then people can just go get their own lenses put in them, or if I
Just sell
can
as
see.
is. Just
I
sell
just
as
don't know the
is.
prescription is the problem.
Just sell
So,
as
like,
is
they
and
don't
say they're
say.
prescription,
Yeah, because
and
I'm like,
you can
would
replace
an
it.
optometrist would they, like, test them for me and, like, tell me the prescription strength? I
Honestly,
don't
people will
know.
buy them. I
Yeah, yeah,
wonder
that's
how you
true.
replace a lens. Can you
Yeah.
replace the lens?
Yeah, so a lot of people and I've known this, I've had friends that have sold just frames only that they, like, find at the thrift store on eBay, and people just take them in, they'll just cut the lenses and fit them to
I have a
whatever
couple. I have a couple with
yeah,
prescriptions or with scratches, and I
yeah.
haven't known what to do with them.
Yeah, they will sell. They'll sell for sure. So, yeah, we got so many of them. I have already this is honestly insane. This has to be one of the craziest flips I've had, but, like, I listed, I don't know, 30 pairs or something. I made $2,000 in 24 hours on eBay. Yeah, and
Okay, so this is
they're
another thing
just
about
going so
eBay.
fast.
Everyone, when you have multiple of an item, put them on eBay because they push you up higher in the
Yeah,
algorithm, and also,
mhm.
like, Maui Jims for summer,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah,
no, seriously, I'll buy a pair. Will you send I don't think I have your eBay store.
I'll
We'll
send it to
also
you.
link Amanda's
Yeah,
eBay store in this
yeah.
because we usually do yeah. I
And if
don't
you follow me on Instagram, I was thinking because I thought about doing a Whatnot show, and then I checked comps on eBay, and I'm like, "I can't do a Whatnot show with
no.
these." It just would not make sense because they're selling like, they have a really high sell-through rate. They're just really good.
You're
People are
great.
looking for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so but I'm thinking I'm gonna do, like, a little follower discount or something where I'll give a little coupon code for my eBay store, and then people could go in like, my followers could go in and get a little bit of a better deal on it. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'll put that in my stories
I
maybe
wonder if
today.
we do, like, the truth about as a a discount code, like a whatever,
Yeah, I
for
love
the
that idea.
truth.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
think we absolutely should. I think that would be so fun, and honestly, like, I have so many of them, I already paid off my pallet. Like,
that's
I paid off my pallet in,
incredible.
like, 8 hours,
That's
which is
incredible.
so crazy, and it's one of those things where it's like I mean, we've had pallets where I'm, like, barely scraping by and hardly making any money, but then you get a pallet like this, and you're just like, "You would be crazy not to keep doing this," because sometimes you just like, I could potentially I mean, this is, like, shooting high, but, like, I could potentially make, like, $10,000
Yeah,
on these.
that's not shooting that high if
Yeah.
you've got other stuff
Yeah,
in there like
because
these tags.
right, yeah, and it's just it's wild, just again, you just I got really lucky, so and my birthday was Monday, so it's kinda like, it
Oh
was
my
birthday
gosh, I
luck.
didn't even know! Happy
Well, that's okay.
birthday!
Thank you.
Oh my
Yeah, so I was like it was birthday luck, and it was really fun, a really good weekend, and it also has gotten me back into listing because if you have followed us at all, you know I am like I do Whatnot mostly, but I also have so many good stuff to list, but it's just hard to do Whatnot and to list things. I feel like my brain either, like, hyper focuses on whatnot or it hyper focuses on listing, but this has got me back into listing. I just sold a Buck Mason suede jacket for $300. So, like, it's also got me listing other things, which is really exciting. So, yeah, I'm like, I have, like, that eBay bug again or, like, Poshmark bug.
Yeah,
So
which
I finally just
you were
cross-listed
missing.
everything tonight. I was just it felt like so much work. I don't know why, because it really isn't, but I
Well,
think
if
it
you're
just
not
felt
getting a
on top
return.
of all the other things I was doing, yeah, it just felt like, "Okay, how do I fit this in?" And now I'm like, "No, it's worth it. It's worth it to get these things listed because you can make money fast." Like, I think I have 9 orders to ship out today. Like, I haven't had that in a year or 2. It's just crazy. So,
I
yeah,
just put
so
your
it's been fun.
birthday in my calendar so I
Oh,
don't
thank you.
forget next year.
Yeah,
So I'm, like,
you're good.
texting you, not
No,
even
you're
knowing that it's
fine.
your birthday,
It's
little
all good.
cancer baby over here.
Yes. Yep. When is
Ha
your birthday?
the end of July.
Okay. Oh, so we're both July.
Yep, we're both
Fun.
July. So, yep, but I'm on the other side. I'm on the
Yeah.
Leo side.
Yeah. My husband is a
Um,
Leo too.
wait, who's a Leo?
My husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he a July or
1st of August. Yeah, 1st part of August. So,
yeah, yeah. Well, that's so exciting. So is this Disney trip for your birthday and for your kids, or what did you do for your birthday?
I told my husband, I was like, "Do not buy me anything. We're gonna go and just have fun and we'll spend all the money there." But he did get me flowers. But it's just honestly, here's the thing. I feel like, especially my girls, so my girls are 4 and 6. I feel like they are in that magical age where like they love the princesses. So we were not planning this at all. We were gonna do my husband turns 40 this year. So we were gonna do like just a him and I trip for his 40th birthday, and then we were talking about, like, we haven't really done anything big with our kids. We've done Hawaii, just the 2 of us, we've done Mexico, just the 2 of us, but we haven't done, like, a big trip with our kids. It's like, I think this is the year, because I don't wanna wait too long where they grow out of all of that, like, magic, and my boys are old enough, they're gonna love, like, the rides and
Star
the
Wars.
fun, like, the thrill stuff. Exactly. So, it was so not on the docket, but I reached out to a travel agent, a Disney travel agent. I did not realize that you don't pay them, that Disney pays them. If
What?
they Yes, okay, so this is a huge PSA, and I need to go and tag her in my Instagram stories so that you guys can go follow her. She has been amazing. So I was very honest with her. I was like, "Hey, like, I heard someone say, like, you don't pay them, Disney pays them." So how this person said it was that when you book online, like, yourself, there is, like, a percentage that Disney takes that they would pay a travel advisor.
Cool.
But
That's super
if you just
cool.
yeah, if you just book on your own, they just get that money. But if you book through a Disney travel agent, then they pay that little percentage to them. And I have no idea what the prices are. So I was like, "Well, why wouldn't I support somebody else?" And also, like, I don't have to worry about everything. They don't book flights, but they book everything else. So I reached out to her and I was really honest. I was like, "We might do Mexico. We might do Disney. I just want, like, could you give me a price for 3 park days, 3 and, like, hotel, whatever, for 5 days?" And when she came back, I was like, "Oh, well, that's not nearly as bad as I thought." I guess they are running some promotions in the summer, which I think
'Cause it's so
makes it
hot.
cheaper. Mhm.
Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit cheaper for us, but I was like, "Wow, okay, we can do that." So, yeah, we're gonna do that, and honestly, pretty much has all been paid for with reselling money, whatnot money. I feel lucky that it's like I don't have to stress about money and, like, we can do something like this all stress-free because of reselling.
That's so incredible. I know you were doing a challenge where you're trying to sell stuff to
Yeah.
pay around your house to pay for it.
Mhm.
Have you hit that challenge? I know you've obviously hit that challenge by
Yeah.
selling pallet and whatnot stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're probably at, like, $1,000 at this I'm
yeah.
selling so much. I've been selling so much stuff on Facebook. There's
And
been
then
days I've been making $150 on Facebook, and I'm like, Why don't I do this more often? It's so easy, and there's no fees. People are leaving me cash or they're Venmoing me, you know?
I am so happy to hear this, but this I think is something like the ebbs and flows of being a reseller. I think is
Yes.
they're not talked about enough because it's like one
Mhm.
day last time we spoke, you were feeling really down and like
Yep.
um
Yeah.
now you're up and I was feeling the same too recently. Um and then, I sold a couple really cool items too in the last couple of weeks and then it gets you back up.
It does. Isn't it so interesting? Because yeah, like, I had that really bad whatnot show where I barely made $1,000, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What am I doing? That is not sustainable for the amount of work I'm putting in," you know? And then, yeah, then you flip around and then something else happens. So I do think it's such a good point, and it really is, like, why it really matters to just, like, stay the course and to understand things just ebb and flow, and it's not that big of a deal, and you might walk into a thrift store the next day and find something just absolutely insane, and you have no idea, and you can make a ton of money off of that. So, I think that's part of why, like, my personality really, like, loves this, and I really get, like, that dopamine hit off of this. It was the same with thrifting, the same with pallets. That really is, like, kind of addicting because you never know what you're going to find.
Totally. Yeah, I had 3 really good, so I know we usually do, like, our high and low at the end, but, um, I had 3 really good sales in the last, like, 2 weeks. I sold my neighbor's fur coat and
Oh, you did?
did so historically, it was a mink coat, I think, or I don't know, and I know I grew up a vegetarian, so this is, like, a whole
Yeah.
other thing, but she had this custom made in the '80s, and it
Mhm.
has been sitting in her closet, and I looked up comps and nothing had sold for more than like $400 or $700, and I was like, "Whatever, I'm gonna throw it up for 2,500 bucks. Nobody's gonna buy it. It's summer." It sold within like 60 days for
Oh my
almost full
gosh.
ask, and so I think it sold for 2,100. And
That is crazy.
we were like, "What?" And, you know, then she was like, "Well, I want a bigger split." And so this is another thing, everyone, do not change your terms. Like,
Yeah.
she was like, "I didn't know it was gonna sell for that much. I want 60% now." And I was like, "Sorry, I'm not gonna sell your stuff. This is what we agreed to. This is what it
Yeah,
is." And end
that's
of
kinda
story.
crazy.
And having my husband around to like talk me through that because I was like, "Well,
To help you
maybe."
have a backbone.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was like, "Well, maybe,"
Yes.
but then I was like, "I sell other people's stuff for more than I've sold that, and no way, because I don't wanna have to change their terms too, and I'm closer with
No.
those people."
And also, you agreed to it. It's not like you were shady up front or you weren't clear. Like, I was
Yeah.
actually just this morning, I was re-listening to our Casa Chic episode,
Yeah.
and the part where she's talking about consignment, it really is like, I do think you have to be very cut and dry and almost, like, picky about who you're doing business with because, yeah, that's not cool. It's like and also, like, you did her just such a massive favor. She would've had she had anyone else do it, they probably would've priced it a lot lower.
A lot lower, or said it's only
Yeah.
worth 250, which is what everything
Yeah.
online said.
Mhm.
And then speaking of walking into a thrift store, I walked into a thrift store a month or so ago, and I picked up a Dries Van Noten top, and if you're not familiar with them, it's a very
I'm not.
high-end, like, $1,200, tank top kind of a
Wow.
business, and this one was a vintage one. And I let it go for 200, but I was, like, excited because I went to somebody in Australia, and then here's my high of my career, I would say, as a reseller. I already told you this, but I sold a skirt to the co-founder of Juicy Couture,
That is
and
so crazy.
yeah, that for me, I was like, and it to to the point about ebbing and flowing, literally the night before, I was, like, really down on myself because I had gone thrifting a lot, and I just spent a lot of money, and I was so down on myself, like, "I suck so hard, like, why am I so bad?"
Yep.
And then literally I looked in it, and the only reason I knew that it was her is because I recognized the street and, was able to look up some more information, and yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, "Okay, I don't suck at this, like, I am good
No.
at this," and I
Mhm.
think, like, as a reseller, especially if you're first starting out, I mean, this is only my 2nd summer, so, like, it can be really like, when you have a high, like a $4,000 show like Amanda had, you know, and then you have a $1,000, that was kinda like my May was $9,000, and then my June, I was, like, sitting at, like, 5,000, and then all of a sudden some
Right.
things came through at the end that got me to, like, I don't know, 6 or 7,000. So it is one of those things where it's like, it is so there is no rhyme or reason to anything no
There's
matter what
not.
anyone tells
I
you.
know. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. What did the skirt look like? I'm so curious.
Do you wanna see it?
Yes, I wanna see.
Okay, let me, I'll pull up my Vendu so we don't give any PII out.
Yes, good idea. No, I
Um,
love this so much. I was telling Sam this, but I've heard of people, like, people buying things for, like, a movie set or, like, costumes off of their eBay store. I'm like, "That is so cool." That is, like, peak reselling when you know it's, like, going to someone cool or going to be used somewhere cool. Also, you know, like, they have taste. Like,
mhm, I
that's so
know, I
cool.
think for me, that
Oh
was
my
so it's this,
gosh.
and she bought it for 700 bucks. And isn't
Wow.
it beautiful? And I did
That
pay
is
up for this.
so cool.
So I did
Yeah,
pay $300 for this. So that's the other thing to keep in mind is sometimes you're gonna
yeah.
have to pay up, and granted, I doubled my money on this. So, like,
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
that freaking paid off.
yeah, and so I think that is, like, most people would be like, "No, don't pay over $50 for this." Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
and online would tell you this isn't gonna sell for more than $175. But I think that's
Mhm,
the thing too, is, like, having a bit of audacity, which I always have had with my stuff, is I
mhm.
just price it up because
Yeah,
what's the worst that
and you can always bring it down.
that's the thing, and you can't ever raise
Yeah,
prices. And something I've
yeah.
noticed as, like, a buyer too, is if something is priced too low, I'm like, "What is wrong with this?" Or,
Yes.
so yeah, that went out this
No, I
morning,
was
so
thinking that. That's so cool. So I was thinking about that earlier. I wonder if like there almost is like a buyer psychology that when something is priced so high and maybe like over other things that they're looking for that might be similar, if it is almost like, well, that must be nicer.
yeah,
You almost like give like there's almost a perceived value that like this must be worth more. This must be nicer material. This must be nicer because it is priced higher, even if technically it isn't. And I don't think that works in every scenario. That is really going to work more with, like, one of a kind pieces or unique pieces. Like, you can't go in and list a J. Crew thing for
totally.
way
But
more
Ralph
than some
Lauren
but for
vintage
things like this, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, vintage Ralph Lauren, and the only reason I know that I will sell for these things is because I've done it before when everyone's like, "No, price that for
Yeah.
$100." I'm like, "I'm pricing it for 5 or 600 and it'll sell." And then
I
I
love it.
think that is the thing too, is having patience, which
Yes.
we don't have a lot of.
I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Um,
I'm like, "Sure, I'll let that go for a stupid lowball offer. Why not?"
totally, like, my Dries Van Noten could have easily gotten higher. I should have held out
Yeah.
for 500, but I was like, "You
Yeah.
know what? I wanna get my numbers up for the month, and this is gonna give me a
Right?
little bit of a dopamine hit, and I found this once, I am going to find something good again."
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Um,
a good thing to remember too.
yeah,
So
and
do
and
you feel like you have, like, a gut feeling when you have something when you're going to price it? Like, there's those things where you're like, "I just know that this is worth more."
yep, I do not look at comps, I don't, because the thing that, and this is probably why I have storage units full of shit, um, but the thing with these, and I think I am gonna change my business to pick up less of that, like, fast-moving stuff and more of the other stuff because that is I have expensive taste, and,
Mhm.
uh It I don't buy any, like, literally, I'm in, like, TJ Maxx and, like, thrifted TikTok pants and,
Right.
but I like the way nice things look. I don't wear or buy any of that
Mhm.
stuff for myself, but, um,
But you have a good eye for it. You have a really good eye for it.
yeah, so I think just growing up around people like that and, like,
Mhm.
I've always this is why I got into reselling is because, like, I've always been able to tell brands from far away, even
Yeah.
without logos, and, yeah, so I go off gut. Long
I
story
love
short,
that. Mhm.
I go off gut, and the thing I believe about pricing is if you're looking at comps, it's only gonna sell you're only gonna price it for what it sold in the past, and just because that's what it sold in the past doesn't mean that's what it's worth now. For instance, Ralph Lauren is having a resurgence, and along with all that preppy, like, all of those looks. So if you went off of previously sold, that would say, "I should have sold that skirt for $100," and yet there is somebody out there who yeah. So again, my stuff tends to skew so I think I am gonna start focusing more on luxury stuff just because, like, that will also control my shopping. Like
Yeah, yeah. That's true because it's harder to find. There's less of it out there. You have to be more picky. I also think once you have enough of that, you're going to be selling like, even if in general, on average, it takes longer for your items to sell, if you have enough of it posted, you're still gonna be selling a lot and you'll be making more.
totally. Yeah, and so that anyway, that was we both had really good weeks.
We've had really good weeks.
Did you have a low at all for reselling this week?
Oh my gosh, I really don't feel like I did. I feel like I've had, like, so much fun this week, and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really think I've had any. I'm trying to think, have I had any. I haven't had really any bad sales. I'm like, "No, we're just."
that's great.
Yeah.
Mine is just I overshopped. My husband was out of town.
Yeah.
He went on a boys' weekend, and I went thrifting while he was gone.
Yeah, I
And, I had not been to the thrift store in a month or so, and so
wow.
I just, like, went crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but that's okay. I also got off my GLP-1 for that week, and so I am
Oh.
now back on it, and so now I'm like,
You can
"Okay."
tell a difference, can't you?
Oh my gosh, like,
So crazy.
now I'm like, "Oh, why did I buy all this stuff?" Like, now I have to deal with
Yeah.
all this stuff, whereas, like, when
Mm.
I'm not on the shot, I'm like, "Oh, this is great. I see no
Yeah.
clutter," and then I'm soon as I'm on it, I'm like, "Look at all this clutter. What is all
You're
this?"
like, "Why
Like
did I do that?"
yeah, it's literally like putting on, again, a filter, like, I don't
Mhm.
know, it's so crazy, yeah.
That is so
GLP-1s
crazy.
for
Yeah.
my addictions are really good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is there any reseller news that you've heard this week or in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, so I don't know if we've talked about this is, like, more for the Whatnot world, but did
Mm,
we talk about the Whatnot shipping changes?
no, I've seen a lot of
So
it though. What's
yeah.
going on
Yeah,
there?
this is kind of crazy. So, it's hard if you don't understand Whatnot because their shipping is very unique and honestly a nightmare until you kind of understand it, but So in the past, how I've run my shows is I do, the buyer pays a max of $9.21 in shipping, and they can bundle unlimited. Like, they could buy 40 items in my show, and sometimes I will have to pay, like, an overage. I think the most I've paid is, like, $20 to ship a 90 item
Wow.
box, but most of the time, if they're ordering between, like, I don't know, 2 and 10 items, I can fit them in a large flat rate box from UPS or
Okay.
USPS.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're not massive boxes, but for clothes, as long as I'm not selling, like, hoodies or jeans, like, I can compact a lot of stuff into these
Totally.
boxes. Well, they're taking away flat rate boxes. So
Kind of
we
like
cannot.
Poshmark.
Yeah. Yep, no more flat rate, which is such a bummer, and people I posted a video about it, and it got quite a bit of traction, and people were like, "Just get other boxes." I'm not worried about the boxes. The boxes, it
Right.
is annoying because like, free boxes are nice, and everyone's saying just go to Poshmark and you can order the free ground boxes off of there. So that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried that, like, now my customers are used to optimizing their $9.21 in shipping and sticking around for my whole show because they're just gonna keep bundling, right? And I guarantee that is driving the prices of auctions up
Mm.
because if people have free shipping. So anyways, it's really, really scary. It goes into effect August 1st. So everyone's like, "We don't know we don't know what
Wait,
it's gonna
so
look like."
is it gonna be have they told you what the shipping rates are gonna be? Is it just
So they
traditional
have,
shipping?
yeah, they have, but now everyone's going to have to completely restructure their shows. Like, we're gonna have to be a lot more careful about weighing our items because if you were using flat rate, as long as you were selling at least 2 items, you pretty much didn't have to weigh them. The
Yeah.
only time I was worried about weight is if I sold 1 item and it was always I always would put my weight to be under a pound. So if that one single item was over a pound, then would have to pay to bump it up.
Okay.
But if it most items weren't, so it was usually fine. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of, like, waiting to see what other people do and maybe, like, I think it's gonna be a lot of experimentation, but I think it is a bummer for the buyers and the sellers because buyers are not going to be able to bundle as much.
Yeah.
Their shipping is gonna just keep resetting. Like, we might have to cap it at, like, 5 items for the $9.21, and then once they buy 5 items, it's gonna charge them another $9.21
Well, that's
if
really
they
gonna
wanna keep going.
impact yeah, that's really
It
gonna
is.
impact, yeah, the shows because it's like,
Yeah.
are people then gonna, like, hold out for, like, what
Mhm.
else is on there? Because it's almost like driving people away from it.
Oh, 100%. I feel like for me, like, if I have free shipping, I'm more likely to stick around because I'm like, "Well, if I find something for $5, it's not gonna increase the price of my order that much," you know what I mean? But if I have to pay the $5 plus $9.21 in shipping for an item, I'm way less likely to stick around or to pay for that, you know? So
Totally. Huh.
I'm sure we will, like, of course, we will adapt, and I think that's, like, the thing about reselling is you always have to pivot, and there's a lot outside of our control that we just have to roll with, but it's a bummer, like, it really is. I know a lot of my reseller friends or, like, whatnot friends are worried about it, like, it just sucks, like.
Yeah. Well, especially because you all have such big shows. Depop also changed their shipping, I think because that TikTok
Yeah,
went viral of someone saying did you see that?
I
Where
saw that girl where she was saying her and her family were sending each other packages with the free Depop label. That's
yes,
crazy, and that's also crazy to admit on social
online, because 'cause
media.
isn't that mail
Yeah,
fraud? Like, is that
I feel like it sounds like it, yeah.
yeah, like and then eBay is changing their shipping too, but Depop's is like what, 1.99 up to a pound now. So like that's
Yeah,
still cheap,
that's
but
not bad,
like
yeah.
this is also why I don't buy the Poshmark or I don't get the free Poshmark boxes and stuff for anything
Mhm.
other than Poshmark. And often
Yeah,
I don't even do it. I have like I don't want to drive the prices up or be responsible for driving the prices up because that's what
mhm.
changed Poshmark's free shipping
I know.
or not free shipping, but like priority
Like
flat
the
rate.
Yeah,
And
and there were some people saying in my comments saying that Poshmark is starting to crack down. If they see you're not selling that much, but you're ordering 1,500 boxes, they're not sending them to you because
oh,
they can see you're not
interesting.
selling that much stuff on Poshmark. But people are even creating Poshmark accounts just to get the free supplies and then using them for other platforms. But it's like Poshmark can tell you're not selling stuff on their platform. And so I guarantee that they're gonna get a lot stricter simply because people are
Yeah.
abusing the system.
Like, just go and get boxes. There's so many free boxes. Put out
I know.
email your neighbors, put a note on
Mhm.
your neighbor's door or the mailboxes or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, you can get like, I drive around sometimes when I need so I really like to use, Costco boxes to store my stuff because 'cause they're very
Mhm.
sturdy, but they're
Yeah.
fine, right? So those, like, fruit boxes or whatever,
Mhm.
because I'm kind of moving away from tubs, the black tubs, because it's just too hard for me to find stuff. I have too much
And
stuff.
yeah,
They look nice, but I just can't.
but they're like a dark pit, and you don't
I'm
yeah,
just
you
like
don't know where everything's at.
throwing stuff out trying to find it. And so like you can drive around and find boxes. Like
Yeah,
literally there's so many boxes everywhere. So if you need free
right,
boxes,
or put it out on Facebook, like,
yeah.
just yeah,
And yeah. And there are so many boxes, they might be broken down, just add tape. You can just put
exactly,
them back
and
in.
honestly, I would prefer them to be broken down because then I can store them.
Yeah.
I don't want my garage full of
Yeah.
boxes. I will say a tip that multiple people gave me in my comments was Dollar Tree or, like, the dollar stores, they have smaller boxes, like, because we don't want massive boxes,
Yeah.
like, we don't need moving boxes, we need smaller boxes, and they said Dollar Tree. So I think
Interesting.
I'm gonna go over there and see if they might have some, or if they would just put some aside for me for a week, and then I could pick them up once a week or something.
Totally.
Because the problem with Whatnot is, like, I'm often sending 90 packages a week, just on Whatnot, so that is going to be really expensive. It will be really expensive for me to have to if I have to, like, start going to Uline or something
Yeah.
to
No,
buy,
that's too
like, just
expensive.
simply because I just go through so many boxes. That is a concern. So I'm gonna have to try and I mean, I online shop enough that we recycle any boxes we get packages of, but I mean, I'm not getting 90 packages a week, so
Let's hope
I'm
not.
definitely
I
going to have
mean,
to
I went
I
through a
would be
phase.
broke.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the other thing too is this is expensive though, but if you want bags, I really like pretty packaging because they are very durable.
they're thick, yeah,
And that's the only one that I will put something in without that second layer of plastic. I know
yeah,
you're reducing your plastic,
mhm.
but the other items also, I try to put things as I'm putting things away. I put them in the plastic just because
That's a really good idea.
a lot of items get damaged, and I've been getting
Yep,
more damaged stuff because I've been holding
yeah,
on a long time. But yeah, so okay, so you're going to Disney. If we have so much going on this summer and your kids go back
I
to
know.
school, we still have a half of summer left for us.
Uh-huh.
And so
When does your son go back?
the practically September. So
Okay, yeah, we're like the end of August too.
yeah. Okay. So a lot of California schools start at the beginning of August. And
Mm,
so
that's early.
yeah, it is early where I'm like, dude, you'd be going back in a month. Like I
I
am just
know.
getting adjusted to summer. Like I love not having to
Yeah.
rush out in the morning because I am
Oh my
not,
gosh.
yeah, that is not
Yeah, same. I felt like this is my first week. So my younger 3 kids finished baseball last week, and this is our first week where we haven't had baseball other than we have a tournament this weekend. And I'm like, "Wow, it feels like summer." Like, we went to the park this morning and like, it just feels like we can take it slow. My kids can play with friends instead of us literally just running everywhere. So,
totally.
yeah, I'm not ready for summer to be
Okay, good.
done at all.
You and I both. I think I'm meant to be a parent in the summer.
I know, right?
I will say it is so much harder to resell in the summer just because
It is.
like there's plenty of stuff to find and sell, but it's like if your kids in camp, it's short days. It's
Mhm.
plus then they get home and they want to do stuff and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to give them a summer, but I'm trying to get a little bit stricter where I'm like, no, I still have to work when you get home
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I do have so much stuff, but we're figuring that out. Um
I know.
what else? I saw something else. Is there anything else going on in the reseller news?
I feel like there was something, but one thing we haven't talked about is Posh Fest. Have you like, because 'cause they've
Going.
completely revamped Posh Fest.
I'm going to
Yeah,
be
I'm
in
not going
Vegas.
either.
You're
Oh,
not?
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
in
fun.
Vegas for a friend's birthday, and so we're not going. But I was also thinking, I'm like, maybe I would have gone to see friends and stuff, like
Yeah.
friends, uh,
Mhm.
and maybe have like a Ralph Lauren booth or something. But it's just, I'm I'm surprised that they're not doing that with a
I
conference. Like
agree.
it
I
would
know.
make
I'm
sense.
kinda bummed about it. This is the first year I, like, really considered it, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna go just for" like, I wouldn't have a booth. Like, I wouldn't want to do that, so I don't know the point.
Yeah, I think I would have only done a booth if somebody was there with me just to make it
Yeah.
fun. Like if you and I did a
Mhm.
booth, that would have been
Yeah, that would
fun.
be so fun.
Like
Yeah.
a pallet and Ralph
Mhm.
Lauren, like totally
That would be
opposite.
fun. I know. We could just do, like, a bunch
Yeah.
of high-end stuff.
Or we
That
could
would be
just
fun.
get rid of my leathers, oh my gosh, and
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, yeah.
so, yeah, Posh Fest, and then have you ever been to eBay Open? I know
I haven't, but
we're
I
doing one
know,
this
like,
year.
Julie has been on like, a panel for them before.
Maybe we do that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, and we
Do you know
will
when
be
it is?
I don't, let me look it up,
Yeah,
but we
I can't
will
remember
be
when it normally is.
yeah, eBay Open USA. We will be on a panel or having, like, a whole track, we'll see, at Mom 2.0 in
Yeah,
Las Vegas in April, but that is a
mhm,
ways away.
a
Oh, it
ways
says
away.
Wait a second. It says, okay, so, oh, Dallas, September 18th. I wonder if we plan our Dallas trip around,
Oh, wait, that could be fun.
and then it's in Miami, October 15th. Maybe we do a Dallas. So everybody, what we're thinking about doing is planning a reseller trip to Dallas and to go shop because we have some online friends who live in Dallas and
Mhm.
a bunch of reseller folks. It's very central for everyone. It's the center of
Yeah,
the country. So we're thinking about doing a reseller event where it's just like we go and our friend has a bus and her husband's going to take us around to different thrift stores and see what we can find.
it would be so fun.
But maybe we do something at eBay Open, and then
Yeah.
if other folks, like if listeners or followers or whatever want to be there too, we could do something like a happy hour. I don't know if that's
Oh,
weird.
that would be so fun. No, I don't think that's weird. I think that would be a blast.
I mean, we met online. Um,
Yeah,
I actually met my very best friend online
that's so cool.
through Facebook. I was dating her friend at work, and she was like, "Oh, she seems fun. I want to meet her." And then once me and him
Oh, I
broke up,
love
then
that.
he introduced us. And she's like, we were in each other's weddings. Yet, like,
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, the internet can be a good place.
It
Um,
can be.
Yeah. Are there other conferences? Like, I wonder if there's like a Prime List or Vendu or any of those.
I don't think that I've heard of, but I honestly, I feel like this reseller community, do you feel like it's just, like, exploding? I feel like I am just seeing more and more people flipping things, like, they're not even necessarily calling it reselling, but I'm seeing, like,
Yeah.
all these series from people that are like what did I see? Oh, I just saw a video this morning of a guy flipping stuff until he can buy a Rolex, and he's doing eBay, he's doing couches on Facebook Marketplace, like, he's doing whatever he just whatever, but I do feel like it is becoming more commonplace and people are realizing you can. I know Gary Vee, I don't know if you're familiar with him, he's like a big internet personality, inspirational speaker, though, he is
Yeah.
so hardcore on reselling, on live selling, he's like, "This is the future."
Yeah, his big thing is live selling. I still haven't gotten there. I want to get there, and maybe I'll set a but I just have so much anxiety about it. Uh but maybe I'll
I
get
feel like
there.
you'd be so
Maybe
good at it. No, I feel like you would be so good at it. I do think it is, like there is so much like, such a learning curve to, like, how you structure your shows and how you make sure you're still profitable, and I do think, like, that still gives me anxiety to this day,
yeah. I I
you know?
I still think about doing one. Maybe we do the bags, the leathers that clear
Yes.
out my old stuff. We were also
Yeah.
talking about giving away stuff to followers, or
Yes.
maybe we could do that too, like with the Dallas thing. We have so many ideas. So if anyone's listening who has ideas, who wants to come to Vegas, who has ideas for giveaways, let us know because we have many things that we're thinking about.
Yeah, yeah. I texted Sam yesterday. I get these harebrained ideas. I always text my husband, but I'm like, it's so nice to have Sam to talk to, where like she gets it, and my husband will listen to anything, and he always just like laughs when I say this because he's like, here we go again. That's literally what I did with the pallets last year, and he was like, sure, whatever. He's like always down, but I was like, I want to give away a pallet because every time I post pallet videos, people are just like begging me for sources and for ideas, and I have started giving out, like, some more common sources because I understand how hard it is, and there are a lot of like, sometimes you just need someone to tell me, "Is this a scam or is this a legit company?" And then, like, let them do their research, but we also have to protect our sources. It's not like it's, like, unlimited inventory. It's very finite, like, there are only so much things. So, every time someone says that, I'm like, "It would just be so fun to, like, just gift somebody a full palette, and just be able to, like, see the joy of them being able to get that because, like, I feel like a little kid on Christmas every time I open up, and to be able to give that away to somebody would be so fun. So we're definitely, like, looking into that, trying to decide kind of, like, the parameters that we want for that, but I think we're gonna do it. I feel like it just would be so fun. So me and Sam are brainstorming, but definitely look out for that because I think that's in the future.
I think that's probably, are you thinking like a Christmas time? Are you
That
thinking,
would be fun. That would be really fun. I mean, if we could do it a little before Christmas because then maybe people could flip the stuff to pay for their Christmas, like, give themselves money for Christmas. I don't know, that would be fun.
yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it's so, of course I had to be like, did you think about this? Did you think about this? Did
No,
you
and
think
I
about
love
this?
that. I love that because sometimes I'm like, I need someone to bring me back down to earth and make sure, like, all the logistics are covered and stuff like that.
But you
So,
had it all
I
thought
mean,
through. So it makes total
yeah,
sense.
this will be something that is obviously pending, like, there's a lot of people I would have to talk to make sure that this is even possible because A pallet is not something you just put on a plane and ship it over. Like, it is expensive to ship. There are a lot of logistics. You have to have, like, lift gates to get it into your house if you don't have a commercial place. So, like, there it is because it's coming on a semi, there are some logistics, but I think it's possible. So,
I think it's
yeah.
exciting. I think it's exciting, and maybe we'll do some bag giveaways too, since I have so many leathers and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do some. And I also have to shout out, thank you so much to everybody listening to this because we have
Yes.
been shocked at how it's performing.
I know.
um, so thank you all for listening, and let us know too what topics you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way. I don't know if you can do this on Patreon, but like something I think that is missing is like a reseller support group, which is kind of what
I
this
couldn't
turns
agree more.
into when we have
Mhm.
guests. But like, I wonder if there's a way we could do that on Patreon or something where it's or Substack where it's like we all get together and like we hang out, or maybe we just do like reseller meetups like twice a year
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
these big conferences because it's so
Mhm.
nice to talk to you, to talk to other people.
Yeah. I wonder, and I don't know, I wanna say thank you too. I also when I came into this, I said, "Sam, like, my bandwidth is pretty tapped out, but I will show up," and she has done all of the behind the scenes work, you guys. So she is the one putting in all of the effort, all of the editing, all
Yeah.
of that I know nothing. So I literally just show up and we chat, and she does, like, all the hard work, so I'm so appreciative. But so I don't know if this is even possible, but I wonder if there is any way we could do, like, a live podcast
Yeah,
where, like,
absolutely.
people could actively be, like, typing in questions, and we could be answering them in real time.
We can do
I
that.
think
Yeah.
that
On
would
this
be so
platform.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so fun, and I think sometimes
That
we just
idea
need like I know when I was starting, I just wanted someone I could ask a comment or ask a question to and then respond.
right
Because I
now.
would ask the same question to, like, 15 people and, like, maybe get one response, but it's like there's nowhere really to go unless you just watch, like, millions of TikTok videos, and eventually you kind of piece everything together. But if someone like a newer reseller could come in and just be like, okay, how do you check sell-through rate? Or do you think sell-through rate is important? Or how many items do you shoot for listing a day? Like I just feel like there's so many questions that like
Hey,
I
that's
know I
so
had in the
fun.
beginning
I mean, I
that
wonder
I
too
would
if we
love
had
to just be answered.
yeah, and I wonder too if we had like guests join, like if we just like open it up to our people who we're interviewing or
Yeah.
who we're going to be interviewing,
Yeah.
which behind the scenes work. Yeah, that is something I need. You know, having two type B people run a podcast is
You
very
should see us
entertaining.
trying to coordinate. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But at least you never make me feel guilty for forgetting something
No, and same.
or
I'm always like, well, I
double
feel bad, you
booking.
feel bad. So it kind of cancels each other out. Neither of us need to feel
So
bad.
no one needs to feel bad. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, let's definitely do that. I'm gonna send out some emails today to get more people on the pod, but yeah. I wonder too if it's just like a monthly live pod.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I think something like that, it also would be really fulfilling, I think, for us, but also for our
Give
followers
back.
because there is some sort of I've always felt this, like, there's some sort of disconnect between content creators that talk about reselling and just resellers who are watching the content,
Yeah.
because it is hard to make that full-blown connection. I know for me, like, I feel like I'm lacking in that a little bit right now because I'm so busy. I'm not spending a lot of time in my comments. I'm not spending a lot of time
Mhm.
interacting with people. I'm putting a lot of content out there, and then I'm almost have to walk away just out of time.
But even
And
your
so it would be
content has
so
slowed
fun to
down.
like
Even
yeah,
your
oh, it has.
like
Yeah,
I'm always like, I need tips from Amanda. And
I know.
like, yeah, I think summer, yeah, let's pick a day and we'll just do it monthly.
Yeah,
Maybe like a
I love it.
Sunday. I feel like a
Mhm.
Sunday morning would be a
Yeah.
great
Oh, that would be great.
because
Yeah,
that works for all the time zones. Okay, so stay tuned for that, everyone. And you're hearing
yeah.
basically the podcast is now just a brainstorming session.
Yeah, thanks
Um,
for bearing with us.
yeah, no, but okay, we have Dallas, we have live podcast, we have yeah. You know what's funny? I didn't even tell my husband we started this podcast.
Really?
He's like, who's Amanda? And I was like, my co-host. He's like, I thought Zara. And I was, or maybe I told him, but I didn't. Like, I'm going so fast all the time. Like, he
Yeah,
probably didn't. He probably, you know what? He probably just like thought I was talking about the other podcast.
right, like, glazed over it.
Yeah, but I was showing him the numbers and stuff, and he's like, "Wait, I didn't even know you have this." And you like, yeah. So,
That's funny.
yeah, it's been yeah, we're just going so fast with everything. But
I know.
yes, okay, so we're gonna do a live podcast. Amanda's gonna do a palette, and we're gonna do a meetup in Dallas in September. So
Yeah.
those are our three takeaways from this.
Yes.
And then the ebbs and flows, the ebbs and flows of reselling. It kind of reminds me, yeah, I don't know. It's like makes me feel kind of like I am having a mental health crisis at sometimes because it's like so high and then so low. And then,
Mhm.
but I guess it's entrepreneurship in general.
I do think that. I've been thinking a lot about that. I feel like it is like you have to just be like mentally tough. It teaches you to be because there are so many things that are just like, okay, now another fire to put out or another thing to learn. And then there are these like really, really high highs and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
And,
fun.
we did get kind of a nasty comment saying that reselling is like parenting, but I'm going to double down because
I
parenting
know.
is the same way. There's so many
Yeah.
highs and so many
Mhm.
lows and so many just like in the middle. Actually, rarely just in the middle. Those are like few
I
and
know.
far between. And I would
Yeah.
say same with reselling. So
Yeah. I couldn't
doubling
agree
and
more.
tripling down.
I couldn't agree more. Okay, I have a funny story I just thought of that I wanna tell you guys because this was so random and it does relate to my reselling, but on it was on the 3rd of July. So where we live, the 4th of July is, like, huge. Very, very big. There's a company that's been putting on just, like, massive fireworks for 30 years, and I think they say it's, like, the biggest fireworks show west of the Mississippi. I mean, we'll take that with a grain of salt because they might just be claiming that. Who knows? But it's a very, very big very, very big fireworks show. I think our, like, population triples for the 3rd and the 4th. So we like, a town where my husband's parents live, they do their fireworks on the 3rd. So we just kinda made it a tradition. On the 3rd, we do fireworks with my husband's family. On the 4th, we do fireworks with my family. And so my husband, I in my pallet, this was probably 3 months ago, I got this or I got a bunch of them. They were American flag overalls.
Oh,
And
cute.
they were so funny. They were all a 6X, which is just, like, very tricky to sell a 6X in American flag overalls, so funny. So, I, like, made my husband try some on one night, and he was like and he's probably like an XL, but they were baggy, but they were doable, so we held on to them. And so on the 3rd, he was wearing these American flag overalls, and we had to go to the mall for something. And as we were walking into the mall, this guy, like, saw my husband, and he was, like, pointing at him, and he, like, kind of beelined for my husband, and he was like, "Where did you get those?" He's like, "I've been looking for something like that all over, like, where did you get those?" And my husband was like, "Well, my wife buys pallets. She we got them from her pallet, whatever." I just had happened that morning to put all of the rest of the pairs that I had in my car because I was like, "What am I gonna do with these?" I would rather just, like, give them away,
Yeah.
like, if my brother-in-laws wanted them or if strangers wanted them, I don't want them for the next year. No one's gonna want them on Whatnot. So, I was like, "I'll just give them away." And I was like, "I have a pair in my car. Do you want one?" And he was like, "Seriously?" He's like, "You're gonna save my day." He's like, "I've been searching all over." And he was another thing to mention, he was British, which I thought was, like, kind of interesting because I'm like, "Why does this British guy want American
Yeah.
flag overalls?" And so I walk to my car, I come back to give it to him, and a guy is walking behind me, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I love your videos. I've been watching all your updates," to this guy. And I was like, "Who is this guy?" I'm like, "Who is this guy?" No, I know. I was like, "Who is that guy?" And so the guy leaves, he's like, "Thank you, whatever." Leaves with the overalls, and so I turned to this older gentleman, and I was like, "Who is that? Like, who is this guy?" And he's like, "I don't know his name, but he's been posting on YouTube and on TikTok and Facebook, whatever." Like, I keep seeing his videos, but he came for the World Cup and is just traveling in an RV all around the United States, and he's just obsessed with the United States, and I was like, "Okay." So then I'm, like, Googling, I'm like, "I need to find this guy to see if he actually wears these overalls." I find his I found his social media. I don't know anything about him, but his name is James Caan, I think is if I can remember off the top of my head. But anyway, so funny. So then he was in our town in on the 4th of July. I think people on social media just he essentially is like, "Where should I go next?" People are like, "You have to be here for the 4th of July because it's such a big deal." And then my husband and my 11-year-old were in the parade. My husband ran into him on the 4th of July wearing the overalls. They were at the parade as well. So they got a picture together. It was just so funny. And I'm like, all because this random little palette that I bought that just had, it was just like such a how did that happen? How did I happen to have those in my car? Like it was just so funny.
Love stories like that. How fun is that? That's like,
Yeah, it was just so cool.
and that's the other thing is like it really help like reselling helps you connect with people. Like I
It
swear.
does. I
Like
know.
like for all my neighbors, she's in her 80s and it's hard working with her, but like
Yeah.
she gets to talk to us more. We get to talk to her. She gets to see my
Hmm.
son. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many ways to connect through reselling.
Yeah.
For instance, American flag size 6X overall.
That we gave to some British bodybuilder. It's just so
My gosh,
funny.
wait, they were his size too?
Well, they're big on him too.
But he could wear them?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't
Yeah,
like he was.
I think they probably they're
Pinned
like
'em?
an Amazon junkie brand, so not like no name brand. I think they're probably like they were tagged as 6X. I think they're probably like actually like a 2X. You know,
Interesting.
like
That's
yeah, so
probably
like
why they were in the palette, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, they're not fitting a 6X person. There was no way.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
they weren't that large. I actually my husband's pair is up there, but I'm not gonna grab them. Anyways, yeah, so random, but I was like, again, just, like, reselling, just kind of bridging these gaps, and I'm glad that older guy was there because I would have never known. This
So
guy
same.
has, like, 300,000 followers on TikTok. You know, it's just so cool, so then I got to go and watch his videos. It's so
How
funny, so
fun. I mean, I
I
tried to
know.
look him up while you said his name, that's why I was on
Yeah,
my phone, but I couldn't find him, so I'm gonna have to get it
yeah,
from you. Is he
yeah.
traveling with his wife?
Yes, and his
Oh,
wife's mom, or, maybe girlfriend, I don't know, but they're
okay.
so cute, and they were so nice. They were so nice, and my husband said when he ran into him, he remembered him instantly and was like, "Oh my gosh," like, he's like, "How did they look?" He was decked out. He had, like, American flag cowboy boots on, a cowboy hat, like, he was decked out.
Oh
It was
my
so
gosh,
funny.
you really like,
Yeah.
pulled it all together
Yeah,
for him.
it was
Oh,
and he's like, "I've been looking all day, like, I haven't been able to find anything," and I was like, it was just perfect timing. It's so funny.
one less thing for you to store too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do love.
exactly. I know, I was like, "Get rid of these because 'cause I'm not holding on to them for another year until someone wants them again next next summer."
Yeah, I have a lot of 4th of July stuff that I never even listed. This is my problem. I love buying, like, preppy and, 4th of July stuff. I'm like, that sells once a year.
I
I need
know.
to cool it. So I have put no more blue striped shirts on my list because, like, but you should see my closet. It's all white button downs and blue
Yeah,
striped button downs. I don't know why. That is
they're
all I like
classic.
to wear.
Yeah,
Like, I, like, don't know how to dress myself. I probably was like, "Oh, I saw that on a Banana Republic model when I was, like,
right.
10, and that is my fashion." And then I look at uh, Zendaya in her hot couture or however, haute couture,
I know.
like, 1997 Givenchy look, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's
I know.
incredible." And I
So
wish
stunning.
yeah. Um,
I know.
I love 4th of July stuff. I also love a good tradition. Our town is known for, I think, the longest parade in the US, which is a really small town, outside of San Francisco, and, yeah, it's
I'm not really, like, the most patriotic person, but I love the 4th of July because my birthday's on the 6th, and so I just feel like it's, like, a whole weekend of celebration, so I always have loved it. Mostly because 'cause
yeah,
we're outside, we're swimming, we're barbecuing, it's, like, the best of everything because 'cause I'm just a summer girl at heart, but
yep.
yeah, I'm not the most patriotic person.
Will say the World Cup has made me a bit more
I agree with that 100%.
but I, like, still want Morocco to win because I just, like,
Yeah.
I love an underdog, and whenever
Uh-huh.
the US is winning, I'm like, it's because we're rich."
I know.
Like, compared to some of these other countries, but I'm not, like, a big soccer person, but I swear
Mhm.
that the World Cup has made also seeing all the TikToks of people trying American food and going to
I
American
know.
places, it's, like,
Mhm.
re-experiencing all these things from fresh eyes and, like,
I couldn't agree more.
yeah, without all the,
Yeah.
like, the drama of politics and all of these things that, like, impact us every single day, it's nice
Yep.
to be like, "We do have a beautiful country, like,
I know.
look at everything we have." Like, when people are like when I love seeing the British people post because 'cause they're like, "It's like a 2-hour drive. That's like a whole trip for us." And I'm
I
like, "Oh,
know.
I drive that in a day just to camp."
No, exactly. I know so that same guy that we gave the overalls to, he's in Yellowstone now, and I'm like, we live just a couple hours out, maybe like an hour and a half outside of Yellowstone, and I feel like we take it for granted because 'cause I've been going
Yeah,
there
I've never
s
been.
since I was so young, but I'm like, people come from all over the world to come to Yellowstone,
Mhm.
you know, and it's like, I'm so lucky, and it does like, when you see it with fresh eyes and see someone really appreciate it, it reminds you like, no, we're so lucky that we live so close to that and to Grand Teton National Park, like, but we take it for granted just because it's commonplace here and everyone goes and you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's nice to see it with fresh eyes and
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
I saw too so since we're in California, Yosemite is, like, the place everyone goes for the 4th of July,
Mhm.
and it was so crowded. I refuse to go anywhere really on holidays, like, I will not do
Yeah.
it. A lot of people like to go to Lake Tahoe or Yosemite and all of
Yeah.
these places, but I like to go off season, so if you are a person who hates crowds, I highly recommend like, we went to the Grand Canyon and it was snowing one year, and that was our
No.
only year we've gone. I really like to do things off season because I cannot stand crowds. Like, it is so hard for me. So I think that is
Yeah.
another thing too. When you see all these things online and you're like, "Oh, it's so crowded." Like, somebody had like just like swarms of people. Just go off season. Like,
I know.
it's
Yeah, that's on my
much
bucket list. I
nicer.
need to come there.
Yeah, I need to go to the Grand Tetons. That's actually
Mhm.
on our list. So
Ugh.
we'll because that is
If you
like
ever come out this way.
We totally will. Like, I'll totally let you
Oh,
know because that is
yeah,
something, my husband and I love national parks. Like, we got married in a state
same.
park. Like,
Oh, that's
we
cool.
are, I'm not the biggest hiker or camper. I will, but like, I grew up without indoor plumbing or electricity for a while when I lived on the
Mm,
commune. So for me, I'm like,
yeah, I
why am
forgot
I
about
gonna,
that.
why am I gonna go do that again? Like,
Yeah, you're like, "I don't need to I did that. I
yeah,
paid my dues there."
I'm like, we didn't have a heater. We did like I had to use propane lamps. Like, why do I want to
Right.
do that again? That is not like fun for me. But I do love like glamping and stuff. So that and I will
Oh,
go
yeah.
glamping, but it's
Mhm.
like again, why?
I feel like Grand Teton is, like, the perfect thing for that because they have so much, like, bougie stuff really, really close. Just, like, all the best stuff, but then you get, like, the wilderness so close too and all the animals and s
Yeah, and that's something too, like so we're going to Estes Park this summer, which is in Colorado, to
Yes,
visit.
yeah.
I've never been there, but since we did this in Death Valley, they have like all these national parks have little towns like inside of them or right
Mhm.
outside. And so now our thing is we just go stay there. Like the one in Death
I love
Valley
that.
is like they have a buffet and you just have your little cabin. And then we did
That's
Yosemite and
cool.
have a hotel that's like right outside the park. And
Mhm,
we're doing the same in Estes Park. We're going to stay at the YMCA because the other
mhm.
thing too is all these places have kids stuff. So it's like archery and rock
Exactly.
climbing,
Yeah.
snowshoeing,
Mhm.
ice skating, whatever it is, what time of year it is. And so that's like our thing now. So we'll definitely stay in a bougie place in the Grand
Yeah.
Tetons. So I'm going to
Yeah, that's
plan
so
that
fun.
because that would be, I've never, I have, I don't, I've only driven through Idaho. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, and if you come and then, like, Yellowstone is so close, you can literally do I mean, if you come for enough time,
Yeah.
you can
No,
do both.
that's on our list
Yeah.
too. And that is another
Yeah.
thing about reselling. You can be flexible and
I know. I know. It's the
like,
best.
and the thing too is like what I was thinking about doing is like how is there a way to put your I guess on like eBay and stuff you can delist all of your closet because like if you're traveling right for a month
Mhm,
and you want to delist it and then as you go pick up new stuff and list it and then you
mhm.
just ship that. That's what I was thinking about doing is just putting some of my closets on vacation and then on eBay just delisting and then have
Good idea.
because I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to stress out about shipping and I want to just kind of
Uh-huh.
enjoy it. And you can always relist your
Mhm,
stuff on eBay because if you have a store, it's not like you're paying per
mhm.
item.
I wonder if you put, like, if you just said you were going to be away, can you still ship things when you say you're going to be away?
No, you
Or
can't buy
okay.
it.
Mm.
Yeah. So
'Cause I
that
was like, could you just ship the things you have physically
I
with
know.
you
So
and not the other I don't know.
yeah. So you can't put, if you're on vacation, like it can sell. So you can
Mhm.
sell stuff, but it'll
But you
say,
can't ship it.
can you actually? No, I don't think you can buy, they
Yeah.
can't pay for it until
Oh,
but you
until
could
you take it
change your
off.
handling time. You could say all
Yeah.
of these items are like 4 weeks. So maybe
Mhm.
that's a way to do it. Maybe I'll try to do something like that because I do want to take some time to not have to worry about my closets
That's
next
so good
summer.
for you. I know.
But I
Yeah.
also like to thrift. So if I'm like
Mhm.
buying a couple of things on the road, but
Yeah.
oh, well, thank you for listening, everyone. I know this
Yeah.
has
Thank
been,
you guys.
and we are talking to next week is going to be Jen, the LA consigner.
Yeah.
Or that's yeah, next week. And then we're going to be talking to Bolo, Trends, and then we're going to be talking to a bunch more people, a lot more
Yeah.
Kelseys. We have like 3 Kelseys lined
So
up.
funny.
So stay tuned. We will continue to make content and it will continue to be delivered weekly. And until next week, we will talk to y'all soon.
Okay. See you guys. Thanks for listening.